Hey, what's up guys, this is Jaredultimatum. I'm going to show you my giant monsters and a few other related topics. Mostly Godzilla. I have a lot of VHS, DVDs, and some toys. I have a few comics as well. And I think I got a video game in there. So, really quick, I'll show you some of these related items I have. Of course, if you have Godzilla, you're going to have giant lizards. So I had this giant lizard. This was on a car, and you pull him back, and he had another jaw on the car piece, and when you let him go, he looks like he's chomping. And this giant ant, and in some of the Godzilla movies, they had, giant insects. So this, I actually won this at a pizza parlor, and it had he had a sucker in this, this hole back here. I've kept up with this guy for years. I've had this for a long time. So, this little dinosaur kind of reminded me of Anguirus, which that was a character on Godzilla. Anguirus. Two little lizards. These were gumball charms. This was just another gumball charm. It's very generic. Just says China on it. I actually made up a name, and I'm going to call this guy Godan, because he has Rodan's wings and he looks like Godzilla, so I named him Godan. A Burger King Godzilla from the 1998 American Godzilla movie. A baby Godzilla, like this was inside of an egg, and it was like it hatched, and he was hungry. I have a younger Godzilla, which these, in the American movie, these were spin-offs of Manila, Godzuke, and Godzilla Jr., Baby Godzilla, whatever you want to call it, but they were all, Godzilla usually had that one, Baby Godzilla. Here's an adult Godzilla from the movie. And he shot out a missile, which I don't have the missile. And then I had a huge, like 2-foot tall one like this when I was younger, and somehow it got smashed. And I went on Amazon.com to buy a new one, and they were like $200. So that sucks. This is also from the American movie. I'm not even real for sure where this came from. Here's these little pom-pom thing on them. Scoop these out of the way. And then, this spider guy. This was made by Bandai Toys, which Bandai did Bandai Creation. And they usually did a lot of anniversary editions of Godzilla. This came out in 1994. I'm not real for sure where it's from. Looks like a spider. You pull this little peg on his back and he grabs at you. Like that. And then I have these bootlegs. And usually when I say bootlegs, guys, that means that they're usually uncopyrighted or knockoff toys. And obviously this is Godzilla. There's a picture on Godzilla on the card behind the bubble. And on the back of the card, there's a cutout of Godzilla, and his name is King of the Lizard. But in the Godzilla movie, he was called King of the Monsters. So this does not say Toho, which was the movie company that, filmed Godzilla. It does not say Bandai or anything else. It says property of X1X Archiving Corporation. So, bought this at Dollar Tree for $1. And then I have another one out of the package I found at a yard sale, and it says, the same company on the back. So there's those. I have a 1977 Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like that one, King of the Lizards, King of the Monsters. It had one little tear in it. I was really bummed out, but I mean it lasted this long, so over 40 years or more. So I got this for cheap. It sucks it was torn. I'm not gonna take it out of the package because I'm sure I could read it online, and I don't want to mess it up. I have this G-San magazine, which I have read this. This was really good. There was a whole series of these, and people could submit their fan art in here. And I'm a big fan of Predator and Alien. And inside here, I might take this down and show you guys, but inside here, this guy made a drawing, and he called it Predaking. And what it was, they had G cells, which was, you know, Godzilla cells. They mixed it with Predator cells, and then they mutated this Predaking, and it looks like Godzilla, but with Predator features. And that was a really cool drawing. I really liked it. On the cover we had King Ghidorah, Mothra, and then, you know, Godzilla. So, the magazine I got, comic book. It's just hard to find this comic book, so I don't really have many. Move some of the stuff out of the way, guys. Since I'm showing giant monsters, might as well show a giant robot. Can you guys guess what this is? Yeah, you probably know. It's Iron Giant. The Giant was voiced by Vin Diesel. It was a good 1990s, 1999 movie. Man, his suit looks so cool, the robot suit. And I wish they would have made more of this, or a different animation, because I wasn't a really big fan of that style of animation that Warner Brothers did, but it was okay. So that was a good movie. There was several shows. I know there was more than one of Ultraman. Ultraman was a Metal Hero show, and kind of similar to Power Rangers Kamen Rider. You know, a guy in like a robotic suit. But in this show, this guy, the scientist, he could turn into Ultraman, and he fights giant monsters and giant robots. So that's a good one. Then I have Iron King, which was kind of a spin-off. Same basic thing, but, you know, this guy turned into Iron King. This was I actually liked the more attitude in this show than this one. And then the guy that did music for Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball did the music for this. Iron King. Kind of go out of order of my topics here, but Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. This was for the GameCube. It was a really good game. It was like a you play as different monsters, and you could fight other monsters and kind of destroy the city when you fight. There was a few other games. I know there was a game on the Super Nintendo, and then there was a few other games for the more later consoles. I have Godzilla 1998, the American edition. This is the foil pack, you know, the special edition. See how it glimmers? And then I also have it on VHS. I have Terror of Mechagodzilla, which this was the second appearance of Mechagodzilla, which these alien people, it was really silly in the movie, like they made Mechagodzilla, and when you kill them, they turn into little apes. Yeah, really weird. So, it was a good movie, though. I have Godzilla Final Wars, which this was the final movie. And I think there's a new movie coming out. I think they announced it in 2010, and it's going to be out in 2012, I'm pretty sure. But it's not going to be CGI, it's going to be a guy in a suit. This is good. If you're wondering, this Godzilla, they just call him Zilla in this movie, and then he actually fights Godzilla. And that's a pretty good scene to watch. Death Kappa. Really quick, a Kappa in Japanese mythological creatures, it was he had like different animal parts on him, but he really resembled a turtle and he had a hole on top of his head, and he had to fill it up with water. If you tip him over, he'll shrivel up like a little statue. And he would kill people in the villages, but you had to give him cucumbers so he wouldn't eat you. And that's pretty much it. He also taught humans how to sumo wrestle. But it's a really good movie. I got this at Hastings for really cheap. I had the 2005 King Kong. I think this had, well, it did have Jack Black in it from Tenacious D. Really good movie. I have Godzilla 2000. I really liked Godzilla's suit in this movie. And he had pure white eyes. Or no, he had pupils in this one, but he did have mostly white eyes instead of yellow. Godzilla vs. Violente. This giant rose is mutated with Godzilla cells, and he fights them. Godzilla vs. Gigan. He has a saw on his belly. Terror of Mechagodzilla. This was the second Mechagodzilla movie. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. This was the first one. See, there's one of the 8 guys. I had this movie, Godzilla vs. Megalon. This is like a knockoff cover. Here's another Godzilla vs. Megalon. Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. This was a good movie. And then I have another one of the same, Godzilla vs. the Three-Headed Monster. Usually when they had it in Japanese and they brought it to America, they usually named it something else. Like Godzilla vs. Mothra. It was called Godzilla vs. the Thing. I had this Godzilla Collections. It came with several DVDs. They had both the Japanese and the English versions, and the cases were really cool. I pull them out, and they had these little foil things on them, and like really cool art. It had the really original Japanese art. I had this collector's edition set. There was the remake, Godzilla 1985, Godzilla vs. Gigan versus Three-Headed Monster versus Mechagodzilla, and Son of Godzilla, which that's the only version of this one I have. And then if you put all the VHS tapes together, you made a little thing. Sorry about turning the thing sideways. Really quick, I have Godzilla vs. King Kong, or King Kong vs. Godzilla, it's the American version. King Kong Lives, I have 2 of those. Rodan, Mothra, 3 different Gorgos, the Giant Claw, It Came from Beneath the Sea, Creature from the Haunted Sea, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Mysterians. Mysterians is funny because aliens are dying on their planet. They go to Earth just to capture Earth's women so they could reproduce. Pretty weird. Have Gamera, Reptilicus, and Gargoyles, which that was a really good movie. But sorry I ran out of time, guys. This is my Giant Monsters movies, giant robots. Hopefully you guys like it, and I'll see you later.